Good morning. I'm Ranger Dave for West Valley Rural. Today we're going to be doing a couple things involving kind of yearly chores involved in dairy goat herd management. We're going to be doing tattooing, and we're also going to be doing blood draws. Now, tattooing, I mean, it's not what some city folks think. It's not putting a saucy girl on your arm or your girlfriend's name on your chest. It involves identification, where your herd comes from and what number that is, what number baby that is, and how were they born and where were they born. It's just a lot. It carries. We're going to see, and it carries a lot of information. Then we're going to be doing blood draws. Okay, why would you do a blood draw? Well, again, it's a herd management, so you can see if there's any problems in your herd that you might not notice. So it's really important, and we're going to get into that. And yeah, it's one of those things. If you're going to be buying a dairy goat, ask if it's been tested, and have them show you the test. Okay, you're going to be spending a lot of money. You're going to be making a pretty good investment on an animal. You want to know the medical history, if it has any, and you do not want to be bringing an animal that has a problem into your herd, because then you're going to be spending a lot of money and a lot of time getting it out. So let's get into tattooing and blood draws. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be tattooing baby goats today. About what size are you looking to do these? How old?
Before they get weaned.
Before they get weaned.
They got to be hand holdable size.
Hand holdable size, that's good.
Arm holdable, yeah.
Okay, what goes on these? What information goes on the tattoos?
So all of the goats that I've ever bred get registered and they all get my herd tattoo, the herd tattoo that I made for myself through ADGA when I first started.
And ADGA is the Dairy Goat Association?
American Dairy Goat Association, yes.
Okay, so that's where you get your registered animals.
Yeah, your registration papers, all that good stuff. That's the one of the two major.
So it's going to have your ADGA herd name. All the information is going to have an ADGA herd name.
All my goats get my herd name. And that goes in their right ear, and then in their left ear, ADGA recommends, you could put anything, but ADGA recommends they have a year letter. So the year's letter this year is R. And they go through the alphabet. So
every year and each year different letter, and then you start all over again.
And then you do number for birth order of that year.
Okay.
So all of my babies and whatnot, the ones that I don't see being born, I just kind of guess
typically it'll be
who was first or whatever.
So it'd be birth order like number 1, and then this one came out second, this one came out third.
Yeah, I'm tattooing 2 twin girls, and one was first, and so one's gonna be 1 and one's gonna be 2. So, and then the others are various numbers within the birth order, because not all of them get tattooed and not all of them get registered. Some we eat and stuff like that. Right. So the ones that we're eating,
you don't tattooing. Need. So if you're gonna eat, if it's going in the freezer, you do not need a tattoo.
Nope, do not need a tattoo.
Okay, so you have a specialized tool there.
Yes. So this is a tattoo clamp.
So you can get that online.
Yeah, you can get that. I think they sell them at like Tractor Supply and such. Okay. I got this, used from a friend. So that's RR17.
So this has little spikes on those things.
Yeah. So essentially just little needles. So when we clamp, it's going to clamp down and press into their ear. They usually don't bleed unless you hit one of the little blood vessels in their ear. So
it's going to pinch them a little bit. They might squeak a little bit.
Yeah, they'll squeak like a tiny little bit.
Just like a good pinch.
Yeah, and
there might be a little bit of blood on occasion.
Yeah, I think like 1 out of every 5 goats might bleed a little, and it's just a little bit because they just have small little blood vessels in the ear.
So it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. All you're essentially doing is just puncturing enough into the skin for the ink to be able to.
Then you're going to put the ink down. That's a special ink that you have to purchase.
Yeah, so it's just tattoo ink. You can get black or green or even white, but I don't really know who would use white really. I generally always use green because green shows up on even the dark black eared goats
Okay,
and
so
such.
it's
it's
much
hard to
easier.
read, but it's better
So a
than
black
just using
black ink on
ink.
top of a black ear is
Yeah,
pretty
it's
hard
not-
to read.
yeah,
so you
I
like
always
green,
just
so you
use
can.
green. It
okay.
shows up on everybody, and yeah, then you don't have to worry about, oh,
Right.
I have a dark-eared goat, I got to pull out the green ink. Just use green ink for
Now,
everybody.
these are done for Nubians, okay,
Yes,
because you got the
so-
big ears, so it's going to be a different process
Yeah.
on other breeds.
Yeah, so you're.
I know I did La Manchas.
I tattooed a La Mancha.
Yeah, you got to do the tail on the La Mancha.
no,
That's a little bit of work there.
That's you gotta have a bit more. You can use one of these clamps, but it's a little harder, and you also gotta wait for them to be older.
Right.
So they have.
I
a
remember
bigger
that. I haven't
area.
had La Manchas in a few years,
Yeah,
but I remember that. That was fun.
I wouldn't like having La Manchas
they're
just
ol-
for
they're-
that reason.
They're older, they're bigger, and
It's
yeah,
harder.
and you're pinching their backside.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not quite as comfortable either.
Right.
So.
Okay. So why would you? I see you got some paper down there. Why
Yes.
would you use the paper?
Because I'm dyslexic as crap.
I think anybody would need the paper. The thing is, it's all going to read backwards.
Yes,
You got to
so
remember, it's going to read
I
backwards.
use the paper so that
this
I
is a
can
smart
test
thing, so
and make sure.
you would
So
pinch-
I pinch the right. It's going to go on the right ear. So I pinch the right side, and then look at what it looks like underneath.
And then
And
you can flip it over.
so
You can
then
kind
you
of see how it's going to look. Does it line up
reads-
correctly?
It reads
So
our
you can-
R17, so we're good to
Yeah,
go.
you can see the holes went through the paper there. So
So it's just a nice little double check. I use it probably quite a bit because I'm
yeah,
I'm
well,
just
it's just
terrible.
one of those things you got to do it right because there
Yeah.
is no doing it again.
No.
Okay, well let's get started on the first one.
Yeah. So.
Okay,
this is
so
the
we were
goat's
just
right ear.
okay. Which ear is the right ear?
The goat's right.
The goat's right. So okay, if you were the goat, which would be your right side?
Yes.
And
you
so
look
we're
at 'em
getting
from
ready
behind.
to do. That's the
So
herd
this
name.
is an alcohol swab.
A little alcohol swab,
Yeah. So you just
and
clean
then
the ear.
the right side gets the what?
The herd tattoo.
Herd tattoo. So
I am honestly very happy with my choice of, herd tattoo because you get to choose essentially. So, because it's very easy for me to remember because it's R17 is my herd tattoo. So R for right ear. is how
That's good. That's
how I
good.
remember.
All right, they might
Might squeak a little bit.
squeak a little bit.
So you just make sure.
It's lined up pretty good. They're going to move really. Takes a little bit of practice. Takes a little bit of practice to do this.
1, 2, 3. Make sure that punctured good enough. Yep, looks good.
Looks good.
That one didn't even squeak. Yeah.
Didn't even squeak, so that's good.
Oh, baby.
All right, so now,
And then.
did you get a little bit on there? No, okay.
Get it to where it's moving. Oh, come on. That's why I use that one. There we go.
There we go.
Moving.
Because you only do it once a year, the ink
Yeah, this
can
ink
dry up
gets
a little
stinky.
bit. Yeah, there
It's
you go.
sticky.
So you're making a
You just roll a bunch of it
roll-on.
there.
It's an ink roll-on.
They're gonna get
and
green ink everywhere.
Green ink's going to go everywhere, but it's going to penetrate those little holes that we just made.
Yeah, and I just kind of massage it in there.
Yeah, just rub it in. And the rest of the ink will go off.
You should be good.
Okay, that's the herd one done.
Yeah.
All right, we got the alcohol
Nice
swab
babies.
going down.
Yeah.
This is what, Carmelo? This
Yeah,
is the second one. This is the second of twins.
Yeah, and her brother is not getting tattooed because he's gonna get eaten. All right. So I'll just go. I pick a nice flat spot.
Nice
All right,
flat spot on the ear.
1, 2, 3.
So they wiggled a little bit. It's like getting a
Some
good
of them-
pinch.
Some of them are a lot more dramatic.
Some
than others.
are real noisy about it. Others, it's just a little discomfort. And then you get the
You gotta let me.
you get the roll-on
Put
ink on there.
here, honey. Here's a good girl. Here's a good girl. Massage all that.
Massage it all in. Make sure you massage it in. Make sure you
Yes,
massage it in.
the
Otherwise,
roll-on is not. It'll.
it won't go. It won't get in the holes
Yeah.
unless you massage it in.
You
So
really. So
otherwise,
as much
if
as,
you don't massage it in, you've wasted your time on this.
Yeah. So as much as it's annoying to get all messy, it's just part of the gig.
Don't have to tattoo this one, do you?
No.
No, this one doesn't. This one does not need to be tattooed.
Non-tattooed.
Don't tattoo the babies.
Oh my God.
These babies need tattoos.
Wait, you know it's not baby.
Not that baby. Another one. This is
Yep.
Patty?
This is Patty.
Okay.
Peppermint Patty.
How many were in this?
She had triplets.
Triplets.
So 2 boys and a girl. Her brother, one of her brothers is going to get tattooed too. He's getting sold as a intact buck.
Nice.
Which I don't do very many of, but
Yep.
a friend of mine was looking for a
There you
new
go.
buck. So.
All right, ready?
All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got a squeaker.
Oh, he squeaked.
Yeah.
All right, and then
Yep.
you can kind of see. Get a little close.
So you got little hole dots essentially.
You kind of when the sun hits it, you can kind of
Yep.
see the hole dots. So you're making sure you rub that ink into the holes.
Yep.
Otherwise, you've wasted your time.
Yep. Here we go. Here you go, good girl. All right, she should be good.
All right, these are all just right now the herd tattoos, herd name.
So that way I don't have to change it every single time because that's annoying enough as it is. So everyone gets their herd tattoo first because that's the same. And then
you switch out the tool.
We'll switch the tattoo letters because there's little individual letter pieces, essentially.
You have a whole box with the different letters,
so
and
I've
then you
got different letters,
just to be on the safe side, you grab all your letters in the house.
I grab them all in the house.
You put them in,
and I put them in some alcohol just to clean them.
Clean them up so it's nice and sanitary.
Yep.
And you only bring out the ones you need.
Yes,
so there's
you don't want to lose them.
You do not want to lose them.
They're very annoying to try
and it would be a
and buy.
horror if you dumped out that box.
Yeah. And I have a little baggie of letters and a little baggie of numbers, and I keep a separate baggie that has my herd tattoo letters on because I use those every
time. Yeah. So that makes it easy. You keep all the ones that you use
I have a little
every
baggie
time.
with 2 R's and a 17.
That way you don't have to search for them each and every time. Yep.
So, and then I just have the separate baggies of all the letters.
So you're gonna be doing looks like blood draws here too.
Yes.
Why would you do a blood draw?
So we're due disease testing. Every year we try to do. I skipped last year just because I was a little busy. Hopefully I didn't get tattoo ink on me. Since I was a little busy having a baby and such. So I really need to do disease testing. It's just to make sure you don't have any super duper communicable diseases. The big 3 that pretty much everyone tests for. Some people only test for CAE, which is like caprina. I can't remember the long name for it, but that's the one that is most easily to be able to find with a blood test. Jones disease and CL are a little harder, but you won't get positive, false positives. So a lot of people just test for those anyway, even though they aren't as reliable to pop up on a blood test. So the goat could have it, but it not pop up.
Do you get
on
reports back that you can kind of show a potential buyer?
Yes. So if a buyer wants to see proof of a clean herd,
and that's one thing that a lot of people never think about, and then they wind up with a sick animal, or they bring home a sick animal or somebody that's got a communicable disease, and it goes through their entire herd.
Yeah.
So you always
want hard to get rid of.
Right.
And
once you got it in the herd, it's a problem.
And Jones and CAE are can be quite deadly for your herd. CL is just a abscess disease.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember having that years ago.
It's not quite as bad, but it is very easily communicable.
It's annoying, and I remember we could not, if you had any CL, you could not show at the state or county fairs.
It is if that thing ruptures and you get stuff,
it's a nuisance.
Very much.
And nasty. So and you don't want it. So when you're buying from a herd, you want to ask, do you test? And if there's any questions, you want to see that test on that animal.
And like I said, some people only test for CAE, which is fine. That's the big one.
That's the big main one.
Pretty much always pop up on a blood test if that animal has it. The other 2 are not quite as reliable. So, but as long as CAE is the big one, if they don't test for anything, I would not be buying. From
so you one of the first questions you want to say, do you test?
Yes.
All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, so you're pulling the letters out. Okay. Got to change out all the letters.
Yeah, I gotta find my 3. Because Whopper is R3, so
Whopper's R3.
He was the third baby born on this property this year. There we go. There's my
3.
So they just go. They have a little bump and they go into a notch in there.
Okay.
And then you just twist
So
that
all you
down
need is the
and it locks
R3
in.
on this one.
Yep. So it's just his individual tattoo.
Individual
And
tattoo.
in the left ear.
Remember, the one ear gets the herd name.
And I
so
double
you-
check that it's
and
going
you
to
double
look.
check.
So, yep. See, it's going to say R3.
R3.
You're looking at it upside down, but
Yep.
yep, that's going to be R3 on there.
Okay.
All right.
Bring them up.
Do another
Alcohol swab. Oh, we do right over there.
On the left ear. Oh, don't give me that.
Alcohol swab.
Yeah.
Always alcohol swab. Keeps it sanitary. Okay. He's just going to be a little pinch.
He's prepared for it now is the problem. The second ear is always harder because
So they know kind of know what's coming. That's enough. See? Just a little. Yeah. Oh, we're complaining.
very dramatic.
Oh, dramatic.
I know
He's
what
a
you're
dramatic
complaining
boy there.
about. You get to keep your manhood, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
a very, very lucky
So
boy.
you get that in there.
Yeah.
Massage it into the holes.
So he should be all good to
Okay,
go.
yeah, we're good to go. So
You're
we're
all
gonna
good,
we're gonna
baby.
do a few more, and then we're gonna do blood
now
draws,
we do all the other babies that already got the herd tattoo.
and then we'll do blood
then we
draws
do
after
blood
that.
draws.
Awesome. Right, now we're gonna start the
With-
blood draws.
yes,
Again,
blood
why
draws.
would you do this? For testing?
For disease testing.
Disease
yeah.
testing? Would you all-
You can also, goats, you have for pregnancy testing, you have to do blood draws too. There's
blood
no
draws for
pee
pregnancy.
test for goats, unfortunately.
All right. So you do not. We shaved already. So
Yes.
we shaved.
So I shaved their neck.
Where?
You don't necessarily have to shave their neck, but you do need to know what you're doing.
Okay, so you got to be. If you're not shaving, you got to be pretty doggone good.
because they're just
Now, is this something that somebody should just walk right out there and go at it, or should they practice and be shown by somebody?
It is way easier to do it your very first time if you are shown it by somebody.
Yeah,
That's
so
how
ideally-
I learned.
Yeah.
There are plenty of YouTube videos out there, but it is nice to have someone.
Ideally, we're going to
walk you
show
through
this.
it the
We're going to
first
show this
time.
on video, but ideally, you have somebody on site for your first blood draw.
Yep.
Okay,
It's
so we
just
shaved
easier.
Gwen's. We're going to do Gwen's neck.
Yep. So she's all
She's
shaved
all
and ready
shaved.
to go.
Preferably, you do this on a cooler day, because
Yes.
hot days when you're trying to concentrate
Yeah,
is
it
not
is very
fun.
hard.
So you're looking for a vein, correct?
Yes. So what I'm doing is you look for the little groove.
Look for
So you have windpipe on this side, muscle on this side.
And you're looking for a little groove in between the windpipe.
Yeah, and you press, and you should see a little bubble kind of pop up for you. So hold her up a little bit more. Yeah, just like that.
I'm not going to be able to get this exactly, but
So what we're gonna try. Okay. Stop moving, one about to poke you.
this is a practiced.
Come on, baby. And I'm not super good, so
Yeah. All right. You probably missed it just a little bit.
yeah. Come on. I know I'm close. All right, we're gonna try poking again.
And we have all the vials pre-labeled.
Yes.
So you don't want to all of a sudden do a whole bunch of blood draws and all of a sudden not know who you put in what where. This is why you don't want to do it on
There
a
we
hot
go.
day. There we go. See, we got it on the second try.
Yeah.
And then how much cc's are you trying to go for?
2 cc's.
2 cc's.
Yep.
And see how easy that went on the second try?
Yep.
But you don't want to be, it's like if you're in a medical clinic, do you really want somebody digging into your arm and digging? No, not really. So you don't want somebody practicing on you. So you're putting this,
Okay, where the frick is one vial? There it is.
there it is. Okay, so like all the vials are pre-labeled.
Yep. Come on.
And you're sending this off to where?
So I'm gonna use a different lab than I've used the last couple of years because it's slightly cheaper.
Okay.
I used to use Waddle, Washington, something or other.
And you package this all up, send it to the lab.
Yeah, you send it with a. I think I'll get one. I know, try.
All right. We can go back to the pen. Gwen can go back.
Yeah. So this time I'm gonna go with UBRL. I can't remember what the lab, what that name stands for, but that's the lab I'm gonna go with, and they're like $7 cheaper at least. So, hi, Hallie.
Hallie, come out. She's volunteering.
Hi. There's no grain for you, baby.
Yeah. We use the one stand, and
yeah,
they all think they're gonna get some grain.
No, you're not.
But this is why when they're wiggling like that, you need to be practiced.
Yes. It's very hard to do when they're wiggling.
When you're trying to find a vein, and think about that, trying to find a vein and somebody's wiggling that much. So you got to have somebody that's really strong to hold. You're gonna shave a little bit. You're gonna shave on the neck. Standard shave.
Yep. Alright, she should be good to go. Alright, now I get a
new needle. Always a new needle.
Needle and syringe.
Needle and syringe.
Needle
and syringe.
Not want to mix blood.
Yep. Exactly. Don't want to miss needle and.
No way.
Everybody gets a different needle, different syringe, because you do not want to mess up the samples.
Alright, I might need to hold her head up a little bit higher. And a little bit, yeah.
You get the ear in the way. You're looking for the groove between the big muscle and the windpipe. There it goes.
There it goes.
About 2 cc's.
Yep. Let's grab a little bit more just in case.
All right.
But these are 2 cc vials. All right.
So again, they're all.
And it's just vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed.
So you
And
poke
each one
in there, and it all gets filled up.
And again, pre-label your vials, because again, you do not want to all of a sudden get busy in it and doing all these, and then not know who went where.
Mm-hmm. Or at the very least, you definitely need to have a good pen and label it as you go.
Yeah, either that or lay them all out.
Come on, Diamond.
Okay.
Or Bubbles. Or both.
Or both.
Okay, we don't need 2 volunteers. No.
That's,
No.
all right.
Oh my gosh.
One's got to stay, one's got to go. She'll have her turn in a little bit.
Good girl.
But when you practice, see how quickly that went?
Yeah, and this one ought to be fun. This is Bubbles' very first time.
Oh, Bubbles' first time.
Yeah. So sometimes they're a little bit more antsy about it if it's their first time. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, she has no idea.
She had no idea. Why is that shaver there?
Yep.
It's the first time she's ever been shaved there.
Yep. Nice.
Okay.
Big
Good.
spot. All right.
All right.
Oh, don't move on me, hun.
Move here.
Just an FYI, he who is messing with the goats and holding them wears steel toe shoes.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You've been stepped on quite a bit, huh?
Your feet are going to get stepped on a lot, especially if you're doing a bunch of them. So looking for windpipe, and between the muscles, there's going to be a groove.
And it's going to be a very...
Hopefully you don't have to dig too much.
Yeah.
Each goat's going to be ever so slightly different. Then eventually you get to know how each one is.
I'm going to poke her again. She's very wiggly.
Yeah.
As you can see.
And this is her first time.
Yeah. Stop. You make it very hard when you twist your head like that. Stop.
Oh, that was like perfect too.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Thought you almost had it there.
There
it
we go.
is.
Oop.
Did you get
I
enough?
think I got enough, hopefully.
It's right there.
I'm like,
That's close.
I really need to stab her again.
Ah.
Take the air out of that first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Till
you,
blood comes out.
yeah.
Yep, there you go. Okay.
So that
Need
way.
just a little bit more in this one. But now you kind
Come
of
on,
know the
baby.
area.
Yep.
This is all because it's his first time.
Yep. I want to make sure I'm
Imagine doing a blood draw in a clinic setting and a person is wiggling this much.
Oh my gosh. You are going to be a son of a gun, aren't you? Come on. I know you're there somewhere. Alright, I gotta poke her again. Come on, baby.
Takes a lot of practice to do this.
Yeah, lots of practice, lots of patience.
Patience and practice. Do it on a comfortable day. Don't do this on a day when
Yeah,
you're all
when
stressed.
You're all rushing. And
When you're rushing and in a hurry, because
This is
then
not
it
some-
gets frustrating, and then you lose your patience with the animal, and that's not good.
What sucks is it gets a little bit harder to tell because it swells a little bit with the poking.
There we got it.
Got
All
it.
right, got it that time.
So you could see I had to poke quick with her.
Right.
'Cause she would bump me
then
with her
again,
leg.
this is when you get to know your animals.
So now I kind of know next time she might be a little bit better since it won't be so as unfamiliar.
And Rachel watching mommy. Always bring your babies out to watch what's going on. That way they can get familiar with everything at a young
Yeah.
age.
But now I know she might have a little leg bumping trick.
All right, all right,
All right.
I'm gonna
so that and we gotta do diamond.
all right.
think,
We're gonna do diamond next.
Yeah.
All right.
Diamond.
I think.
Where'd my cat go? No, my gosh, diamond.
All right.
No grain for you. Okay.
I think I'm gonna end this portion of the video here.
Yep.
'Cause
now
we've seen
we have
several.
the stinky boys to do next, and they're
Oh.
gonna need.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do the bucks next?
Yep, we're
Oh,
gonna do
I'm gonna
bucks.
need help on that. So ain't no filming on that.
No,
Oh.
no, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
They're insane. So.
yeah.
and stinky.
I'd rather do anything else than what we're gonna do next. Lordy. Well, we got her done. We got the tattooing done, okay? And we got the testing done. And there's a reason. I hope you learned a few things. And the tattooing you can probably do on your own, but your first blood draws, get help. Really, get help. Learn from somebody that has practiced. All right, and we got the bucks done, and there's a reason you do your bucks last when doing a blood draw. Yeah, I need a shower. So we'll see you next time on West Valley Rural. I'm going to shower.